different versions of me. So this is one of those weird things that I've always wanted to have happen where like, hey, they're my playwright friends, they're my work friends, like artistic friends, bar friends, friends of friends, older friends, you know, people I've known for like 35 years since I've been in the city friends. And you're all here together, and thank you very much for coming. Also, one of the oddities tonight is that there is nobody under 26 here.
Speak yourself.
Wait a minute.
I'm sorry, I think you said my shoes were 26 years old.
Chronologically, anyway. Emotionally, that's another story. So, what I'm about to read actually is for everybody here. This is the all-purpose birthday poem for anyone 26 and over. Use the glasses for this. Another evening brings the dawn. Another year has come and gone, and once again it must be said, when Keats was your age, he was dead. Another birthday cake appears, the sugared tombstone of your years. If you have tears, let them be shed. When Keats was your age, he was dead. When candle flickers that you see remind you of mortality, let this thought comfort you instead. When Keats was your age, he was dead. Youth is a punishable crime for which we're sentenced to serve time. All clocks run down, all lights turn red. When Keats was your age, he was dead. What does the future hold in store? A lot of loss and not much more. You can't escape your destiny like Keats. Your fate is R.I.P. Try not to dwell on what will come, how tooth gives way to empty gum, how life's a tease who takes in scores from boys like Keats, a life like yours. They say that beauty and not youth is all you need to know of truth. Keats said as much in words of thunder, but hell, his ass is 6 feet under. These days, his couplet gets a laugh. We've grown more cynical by half, and everything we used to prize, like Keats, is less than meets the eyes. Beauty, like hair, is gone or gray. Youth, but a fire that's blown away. And truth is now deception's slave, and speaks, like Keats, beyond the grave, declaring life is here and now, the prelude to an awkward bow, a curtain call we all must make like Shelley, Byron, Keats, and Blake. So, if, with all we do or know, our names are read on H2O, then why not laugh and celebrate until, like Keats, we wind up late? Let each year add rings to our trunks. Let moderation be for monks. Let's go to bed at crack of dawn and nevermore be fortune's pawn and fall in love with hearts of flame and brand each morning with our name and rise above our life's defeats and live past death, just like John Keats.
Yes.
I'm going to preface, I should preface this by saying if you want to use your phones and take pictures, you can do whatever the hell you want. Seriously, do it. This next section is going to be about, it's going to be the longest section. This is like the serious stuff. I gave you that just to sucker you up. This is going to be stuff from the U collection, which is over here, Age of Ballad, and some stuff from Out of Sequence, so that they're mixed together. So they're going to bounce back and forth. And we'll start with the Age of Ballard. This is called Diagnosis. We're living in the Age of Ballard now. You're safe. We've castrated the controversial. Nothing is truly sacred but the cow. Novels will grip you less than a commercial. We live in the eternal passive present where every embryo is unfertilized. In feudal times, we were born lord or peasant. Today, it's just the same, but urbanized. We gladly breathe what would have suffocated our ancestors, from cowards to the reckless. All forms of play are strictly regulated. All novelties restricted to the feckless. Just 2 commandments keep us sane and free. Change is the devil, God stability. Life in 14 lines. I back away whenever I'm too close. I make a joke whenever it's too real. Love is the drug on which I overdose. Feeling it makes me feel as if I feel. Days are for loss and struggle, nights for grieving. Dreams are for digging tunnels till I'm free. I know it's wrong, but I can't help believing if I don't move, the world will come to me. The self-worth car I'm driving is a clunker. I weave the rope on which my hopes are hung. Deep down inside, I'm Hitler in the bunker, hallucinating Gotterdammerung. And when I'm dead, my life will be a quarrel that offers either false hope or a moral. Clean, shiny, and threatening. There is no future, only likelihood. There is a product for your every need. The worst is always done for your own good. What you call rights, your grandparents called greed. No one appeals to reason, only fear. Science is shipwrecked on religion's reef. Events don't count without the souvenir. We chopped a tree down to protect the leaf. Certainty rules, as long as it's kept vague. To question is an act of treachery. Reason becomes a virus and a plague when it ignores what the devout decree, and those who made it will excuse the mess because we're all under a lot of stress. Love and understanding. Of all the gifts you offer me, the ones I dread the most are love and understanding. They are hope's allies, and the only guns deadly enough to halt fear's D-Day landing. Your love will kill my lonely certainty that I'm unworthy of true happiness. Your understanding will forgive the me who thinks he's nothing but a shameful mess. Beware! This is a man who'll never trust a dream that's been awakened with a kiss. Tell him his fears are groundless if you must, but if you know the truth of them, know this. Devotion never gives me what I need. You want to win me? Hurt me till I bleed. The trap of categories. People read labels more than they read books. People care more for TV deaths than real ones. We rate the soul by how the body looks. We dream of worst-case worlds, not the ideal ones. It is our duty to collaborate in our enslavement by buying a brand new chain each year and learning how to hate what we are told we cannot understand. The state is safe when we are insecure. We build the future from the past's debris. We don't trust facts. We worship the cocksure. Because we get to yell, we think we're free. People just want to be told what to do. Nothing is true, and nothing is untrue.
Yeah.
I love that you're snapping fingers. I want to see Maynard G. Krebs is in the last row somewhere. Last night I dreamed you flew over my bed. Last night I dreamed you flew over my bed, half bird, half cat, all fur and feather wings, and landed softly on my sleeping head and stroked my face the way Sinatra sings. You hopped onto my chest and nestled there. I came awake. I purred too when I saw your wide cat eyes. I reached to stroke your hair. You flicked your tail, and with your soft, small paw, you clawed my eyes out. And I heard you purr, I am the last thing you will ever see. One cheek felt wing, the other cheek felt fur. Your warm face nuzzled my face yearningly. Your rough tongue licked me, and away you flew, leaving me blind to everything but you. The penthouse on Olympus. We think we're much more modern than the age. Our disbelief in God is deep and pious. Angry entitlement is all the rage. We only order meals that feed our bias. Our fairy tales have up-to-date taboos. Our campuses are ruled by Talibans. Last generation, piercing and tattoos. This generation, everyone is trans. Bathrooms will have security checkpoints. Beds will all come with prophylactic sheets. Lovers will worship what their lack anoints. Innocent souls will yearn for what mistreats. We love to like you, but we can't pretend. We only bond when we can condescend. The road to love. The road to love ends not with nudity, but nakedness. We think flesh is the goal and believe that when others let us see uncovered body parts, we know their soul. But how can someone's soul be subject to time, gravity, a diet? When my hands reach out to touch the flesh that houses you, they stroke not soul, but what your soul commands. The pretty body you were born into, the flesh for which my flesh feels low desires. But what ignites me when I look at you is not the oven's beauty, but the fire's. Beauty that burns in your most precious part, what my soul burns to see, your naked heart. For which it stands. I want my country to be more than just a bigotry picnic. But all I see is how the system that we're told to trust kills everything that we profess to be. How the cruel engines, under what we care the most about, will not be satisfied till in the name of fairness we're unfair, and in the name of honesty we've lied. And all that we believe in is undone by what we do. And if we cannot see our way to being just to everyone and make no vow in vain, our fate's to be a pompous giant whom we cannot call a land of laws till justice works for all. The prompter's voice. This is for a woman who is sadly not here tonight. You see that spotlight? Go stand where it shines. Without apology or explanation. Don't worry about not knowing your lines. This kind of play rewards improvisation. It's also intimate and site-specific. Be truthful, or you won't have much to show for it. Vague is for losers. Always be specific. Ask yourself, what do I want? And then go for it. Be generous to those who share the space. Embody all the good you've done and said. Take direction with a becoming grace. Connect, forgive, look back to move ahead. Don't listen to the world. You own this part. Never let yourself down. Open your heart. Right-wing dictionary. When we say nation, we mean white male skin. When we say freedom, we mean loyalty. We worship those who rig the game to win. We demonize inferiority. Democracy is a civil war of tribes. The only freedom is obedience. The only currency, favors and bribes. Toadies and tools enthrone incompetence. The destitute are now treated like dirt. For your own good is charity's grenade. Charity means beggar them till they hurt. I feel your pain means slowly twist the blade. For their own good means help them till it kills. The Bill of Rights is now the right of bills. The fire this time. I keep my hands down and they shoot to kill. I put my hands up and I get a bullet. I move and it's their cue to fire at will or tackle me and choke me like a pullet. When I've been tagged as dangerous or crazed, all that I do confirms what they accuse. I'm dead meat, whether my two hands are raised or at my side, so what is there to lose? This is how revolutions start. When lows, who see that highs have marked them for a grave, decide to die fighting a war with those who think they are subhuman, thug, or slave. And this is how democracy is undone, at the wrong end of a police state's gun. Alternative facts. Women are breeding stock. All blacks are thugs. Immigrants rape 6 white girls every day. Cities are ghetto swamps of crime and drugs, and those who live there look the other way. A book can still be read after you've burned it. Saying me first is generosity. The poor just don't deserve to die, they've earned it. Elective subjugation makes you free. Nuclear war will be a bloodless scrimmage. Planet Earth will stay cool when it's de-iced. A white male god made bankers in his image. One of the founding fathers, Jesus Christ. Today's illegal act is the last straw, and presidents are not above the law. Life in 14 lines. Yeah, this one. I think of change and never make a move. And when I make a move, there is no motion. When pushed, I renovate, but don't improve. All tides ripple unturning in my ocean. I can't stand where I live, but love the view. The less things change, the fewer my vexations. I say I can evolve, but that's untrue. We don't evolve except by generations. I knew a girl. I said, "It's you I love." She said, "If things were different, I'd be game." If things were different is the motto of anyone who wants things to stay the same. My soul's a loafer I can't energize unless I'm not just smart, but otherwise. How to spot a spineless lickspittle. The ones who said disaster was predestined now claim it's normal, like a good truth spinner. The ones who objected to the vile contestant endorse him, praise him, now that he's the winner. His former enemies are now his friends. Yesterday's critics are this morning's lackeys, and everyone who knows he's dumb pretends he's wise enough not to cause Nagasaki's. He can say anything, and they'll condemn the listener who takes him at his word. And as long as he never turns on them, they'll tell him that he's gold when he's a turd. They swear they're principled, but that's a crock. Whoever's on the throne, now suck his cock. My friends all say I'm brilliant. My friends all think that what I write is brilliant. Producers rate my work 2 out of 10. Life says, buck up and learn to be resilient. I could care less what comes out of your pen. My friends all tell me I deserve success. Success just laughs each time I ask her out. She makes a date, then loses my address. Life laughs and says, that's what I'm all about. My friends all say I'm lovable as hell, but love is bull and I am its torero. Life says, given your heart, it's just as well. You'll never hear te amo, just te quiero. Such highs and lows. You think I get the bends. I don't. I never will. Thanks to my friends. The future is now. Our acquiescence is a voting booth. We're mocked on style and conduct, not the quiz. Our ears are deaf to everything but truth, and truth is what the shouters say it is. The present's a molester's vile embrace. The past's rewritten till it gets ignored. The future's not a boot stamping a face, but loafers that we're sold and can't afford. When fraud's our spouse, then truth's adultery. Our memories are carved to fit our cage. When words are occupied territory, only the parrot makes it through the page. And when history is taught by subjugators, even the dead become collaborators. Friendship and love. Love is electric. Friendship is a breeze. Love is exclusive. Friendship is inviting. Love lives for pleasure. Friendship lives to please. Friendship is peace. Love is a torment biting. Love is the rapids, weak rafts overturning. Friendship a still pool with no shallow end. Love is a rose with every petal burning. Friendship a garden full of herbs that mend. Friendship may lead to love, but can be lost when it's not shared, and die in hurt and doubt. And lovers can be friends, but at the cost of passion, like a flame that fizzles out. But when burning love and cruel affection can marry happily, life is perfection. Preemptive and preempted. The moral life's at war with living death. Extremism at war with emptiness. School is a gateway drug to crystal meth. Work is the fetish of the passionless. Diseases kill 10 times less than the cure. Tomorrow's virus is today's great terror. All entertainment has to reassure. A fact is just an uncorrected error. It's not the way it looks, it's what you see. It's not the chassis' failure, it's the motors. You can't be Pope without credulity. You can't be Hitler without angry voters. And each day we don't die is like a knife that we eat soup with, and we call that life. All that's wrong with the world. The burping rich ignore the starving waif. Terror kills random targets craftily. Our rights are sacrificed to keep us safe. You wake up next to him instead of me. The lost and wounded worship the fictitious. Self-righteous vengeance is their decalogue. Their anger will be used by the ambitious. You treat him like a prince, me like a dog. You told me that you love me, and you lied. The First Amendment hasn't got a prayer. Democracy's committing suicide. I'd kill you, but it isn't worth the chair. Our country's falling to a right-wing coup. This life is pointless if I can't have you. Even finalities have epilogues. When the world ended, it had caterers. They walked among the guests with trays of drinks, while TV screens showed wars and massacres, and sleek Israeli jets bombing the Sphinx. As the world gorged itself on hate and pain, the guests observed it with a champagne buzz. They joked and giggled at the inhumane. The shrimp went quickly, as it always does. Cities became immense incinerators. The chaos was too wild to comprehend. All was explained by network commentators. And then the whole world just came to an end, which left every survivor feeling gypped. Except the caterers, who all got tipped. How silly do you want me to get with the second part of the program, folks? This is the fun part. That was the hard part. It's sort of like I gave you veal first, and now I'm giving you ice cream. Okay. All right, this is something that I'm really scared of doing, but this is from a play that I never finished called If Loneliness Was Cash, I'd Be a Millionaire. It's the play I wrote for myself on my 50th birthday that I'm still writing. The main character is a writer called Max, and the first time you see him, he is being talked about by two ex-girlfriends, and his current girlfriend says, I wonder what it's like to live inside his head. And his really angry ex-girlfriend says, you really want to know? And she says, yes. And the angry ex-girlfriend, whose name is Louisa, says, okay. At any given moment, this is what's going on inside Max's head. Lights up on Max, center stage, spotlight. Max just goes. He was born with the gift of laughter and a sense that the world was mad. When you're going to shoot, shoot. Don't talk. Why, he's no fun. He fell right over. But let's not talk about their swollen, twisted, pain-ridden bodies. There's nothing wrong with my life that 6 first-class funerals can't cure. Wait! I can explain! That'll be the day. Oh, wise guy! When the light hits me a certain way, I'm almost handsome. She is not thinking of me. Quack, 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 quack. Fan mail from some flounder. Godfrey Daniel! Help me, help me, help me! Unusual weather we're having, ain't it? I look at you, my pretty! And your little dog, too! Tristle, trussle, trussle, trome. Time for this one to come home. She is not thinking of me. Get it? Got it. Good. Go and never darken my towels again. How do you know you're God? Simple. When I pray to him, I find I'm talking to myself. Fire! Bad! Danger, Will Robinson! Danger! Danger! Some are mathematicians. Some are carpenters' wives. I don't know how it all got started. I don't know what they do with their lives. Confidentially, it's in the ag bay. You are so blissfully free of the ravages of intelligence. Oh, Scarecrow, I think I'll miss you most of all. Oh, check! 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 From 30 feet away, she looked like a lot of class. From 10 feet away, she looked like something made up to be seen from 30 feet away. Take both, little motherfuckers! She is not thinking of me. This is going to be a walk in the park. Okay, this is called No Man's Land. When I was little, I could barely see for all the families surrounding me. My parents and their parents, arm in arm, uncles and aunts protecting me from harm, making a special place for me to hide. My brother's friends and sister at my side, and when we marched, I moved where they directed. No matter where we went, I felt protected. I took them all for granted, like you do when those you love become a part of you. So when the end began, I cannot say. But one by one, they slowly dropped away, until one day, I looked around to see that there was no one else in front of me. Great-grandparents, uncles and aunts, my mother, grandparents, father, friends, my youngest brother had all fallen away, and left me there alone to face the day with nothing up ahead but no man's land, and no one at my side to hold my hand. And now, as darkness overwhelms the day like all who followed, I must lead the way, exposed and frightened, wishing I could flee. But it is my responsibility to be a comfort and protect from harm the ones who walk behind me, arm in arm, and make a special place where they can hide with brothers, friends, and sisters at their side. And let them see me marching strong and tall, and make them feel protected, till I fall, and one by one, they take my place and stand upon the endless verge of no man's land. This is the guilty secret of my social life. How many people here call me Matthew? How many people call me Matt? When I become interested in a woman, there is one single unbreakable rule which determines whether or not she will like me back as more than a friend. If she calls me Matt, it's never gonna happen. A woman who calls me Matt will always, without exception, think of me as her neutered, straight, pet male. I can throw her diamonds, she will treat them like coal. I could give her the world, she'd want another planet. Trying to get a woman who calls me Matt to fall in love with me is like trying to drown a fish. Can't be done. Okay. You could put a saltwater fish in a freshwater pond and the fish would drown, but not if she called me Matt. How do I know this? Through painful experience, because I have tried and failed to get this to happen. This also holds true for women who call me Maddie, of which there are only very few people in the world. I don't let very few people in the world call me Maddie. As well as 3 women in the world who for some reason refer to me as M, like I, run James Bond. And just for the record, the verdict is still out on this woman I currently have a crush on because for whatever reason she keeps introducing me as Michael. The heart of the matter. You'll say you'll hurt me, but I say so what? I think you're kind, no matter how you're cruel. You tell me this will end in tears so hot they'll scald me to the bone? Ha! I say cool. The thing is, dear, so what if love's croquet and you're the pretty mallet that will send me? The way I figure it, one perfect day with you is worth 12 months that rend me. So, don't use future pain as an excuse to keep yourself from tasting present pleasure. You think you're gonna hurt me? Silly goose. I've got a threshold pain can't even measure. My heart's an open book on true love's shelf. I only bleed love when you hurt yourself.
Wow.
This one is not autobiographical, it's called The Drunkard's Prayer. Bless me, Father, for I am full of booze. I know, it's not exactly breaking news. You see me weaving like a wind-blown kite and slurring all my words. It's just tonight. Forgive me when I'm high on Cabernet and drop more F-bombs than a mammoth play. Please let me keep my big, stupid mouth shut. After 3 pints, I talk out of my butt. Lecturing everyone like they're a dope and I'm 1/2 professor, 1/2 pope. Like my dad. Forgive me for that silly incident that turned into a drunken argument when all I did was pound the bar and shout. I can't remember what it was about. I do recall at some point someone threw a pint of Guinness and a punch or two when I called him a product of inbreeding. I guess that's why my forehead is still bleeding. Bless me, Father, for I got truly faced, not letting shots of whiskey go to waste. The ones I drank tonight could fill 2 steins. That's why my head is full of cactus spines. Don't let Jack Daniels make me pick a fight just because I had 10 of him tonight. But let him make me sappy and forgiving. And when it comes to how long I'll be living, please let me be a turtle, not a comet. And please don't let me wake up in my vomit. But if I have to throw up, let it be where everybody does it. On the G. Forgive me for the drunken pass I made, what's her name, hoping that I'd get laid. Like that could ever happen. Sex is iffy when you're too smashed to get a decent stiffy. Liquored up, I'm a failure at coition. The best that I can do in my condition is hug and kiss, and when I stick my ass out, try not to do a face plant when I pass out. And please don't let me break my fucking nose. Just let me wake up to a trail of clothes that leads from my front door right to my bed, where dwarves swing pickaxes inside my head, and I can hear air molecules colliding, and feel my body's every cell dividing, while nausea just wants to play Red Rover, calling out, "Hey, send Matthew's lunch right over." Oh Lord, save me from shakes and hypertension, and those who think I need an intervention. Save me from blondes, both real and in the bottle. Save me from brunettes that I want to throttle. Save me from redheads with their scarlet bangs. The only sane ones are orangutans. Present company, so. Save me from hitting on Jane, Jill, or Jenny whenever I've had 10 or 12 too many, and let me not remember what I said to try to get their asses into bed, or all the needy depths I did descend to. And if I can't forget, let me pretend to. Oh Lord, let me get buybacks everywhere. And let me make a style out of despair. Let my salvation never quite find me, and desiccation be my destiny. Let me be laughed with when I'm not laughed at, and never wear a lampshade for a hat. I don't care if the world thinks I'm a joke, just let my liver work until I croak. And when I die and finally meet my fate and stand there swaying at St. Peter's Gate, and God frowns down on me as if to say, look at you, man, you drank your life away. I don't care if I'm bum rushed down to hell or hear the happy sound of heaven's bell. I don't care if there's punishment and suffering and pain worse than my Wi-Fi always buffering. Or if I join heaven's angelic focal, just send me to a place that has a local. Go. Go be the sun that lights the darkest sky. Go be the faith that nothing can betray. Go be the pattern others measure by. Go be the one and only every day. Go slay the dragons that would hoard your treasure. Go grin at hurdles and take home the gold. Go stray down every path that leads to pleasure. Go skin your knees like you were 10 years old. Go ski the Everest of your destiny. Go free your inner slave, give her a crown. Go cup your hands and drink audacity. Go up your game and don't let yourself down. Go tree a future that you're worthy of. And be the soul that I will always love. Nothing much left. King Kong, 1933 version, and I can't believe I have to say that. God bless King Kong, who wrecks a train and makes it all look sweet. His cheering rooters are all us commuters who feel like a piece of meat. When he's faced with a stall and a trestle, he does what we'd do in a crunch, rips the train from the track and jumps on its back, and then eats the driver for lunch. God bless King Kong, the perfect bigot whose racism is creative. The Skull Island mud is full of the blood of decapitated native. He's cheered by the whites in the suburbs when he grabs a black man and dissects him. He just laughs at the bros, because as everyone knows, it's a whitey who finally gets him. God bless King Kong, the great black hope, when he fights the New York police. The pigs who oppose him get squashed in his toes, or they scatter like frightened geese. He's cheered by the blacks in the ghettos when he's chewing up cops by the tons. But they know he won't last, though his anger is vast. It's the man who's got the law and the guns. And bless King Kong, the gentleman who falls for the heroine. He gladly makes porous a tyrannosaurus to save her screaming skin. And he never does anything kinky, though he tenderly uses his hands. Because of his size, he cannot fertilize any hole that is smaller than France. But Kong is a Cyrano de Bergerac, searching for perfect bliss. And though he'd never hurt her, Faye screams bloody murder whenever he tries a kiss. He dies for his love like an opera, where he's doomed to play the clown. To make sure that she's safe, he exposes his back, so the spads can cut him down. Thank God for Kong. He's our everyman. A Christ for us all in our time. A saint for a jungle of concrete and hunger where innocence is the worst crime. His cross is a skyscraper spire where we blast him to smithereens, and his high resurrection takes place in a temple of thousands of movie screens. Oh, remember King Kong and his futile love and the scene he starts to cry in. Remember his fate on the Empire State. And God bless Willis O'Brien. Though he lost in the end to the leading man, Kong's story still casts its spell. And the human who married the girl that he carried will never love half so well. Ballad of the Know-It-All. I know Attic and Homeric. I will start over. I know how to start over. I know Attic and Homeric Greek. I know all the genomes in my DNA. I know the days of the Sanskrit week. I know all the quasars in the Milky Way. I know the origin of lullaby. I can name the jewels on Jehovah's throne. I know what, where, when, and why. I know all minds but my own. I can tell the world Jack the Ripper's name. I understand subatomic spin. I know the reason why the Fisher King's lame. I can count the angels on the head of a pin. I can ad-lib in iambic verse. I can tell the dinosaur from the bone. I know better, but I choose the worst. I know all hearts but my own. I know the grave of Crazy Horse. I know the Tempest word for word. I know gravity's secret source. I can quote the stats on Larry Bird. I know every hidden fact of Shakespeare's life. I can tell a kobold from an elf. I know the secrets of my best friend's wife. I know all things but myself. I know 100 ways to die. I know life from the books on my shelf. I know the truth, but I'd rather lie. I know all things but myself. The view beyond the cliff. View beyond the cliff is deep and high. I stretch my wings, take a long, slow breath. Will they succeed and lift me to the sky, or fail and send me falling to my death? God, so dramatic, says a pal beside me. I laugh, he's right. It isn't do or die. It's do and live, and find new stars to guide me, where falling's just a tougher way to fly. My friends all say goodbye, good luck, we'll miss you. They leave, one stays. It's just who I expect. She says, get over here so I can kiss you. We hug. I can't let go of her. I'm wrecked. She says, keep it together. And alone, I step off into the wild blue unknown. And this is the first sonnet I ever wrote. 5 years ago. It's called Odysseus. Farewell, Athena, for I must set sail beyond the world of gods and goddesses, with no blind bard to help me tell my tale, and no fond owl to tell me where home is. I am alone, all home that I will need. My son is grown, my wife is long since dead, and I have gone gray. But in me lies a seed from which will spring, like you did from God's head, some new adventure or a final love before my battered body gives the ghost. Smile as you watch my last days from above. Know that I'll live them to the uttermost. Look for the setting sun, and there I'll be, fading in waves across the wine dark sea. Let's all get drunk.